Okay, I'm just going to share my screen so that we can go straight into the session. All right, just give me a second. All right, just confirm if you can see my screen at any point in time. So today we're going to be talking about why immigrants are leaving the US, Canada, Texas, and what you need to do, what you need to know, what you need to do today. Okay, so my name is Efemena Ikpro. I'm still going to do a little bit of introduction about myself. Okay, I've been in Texas for over 10 years, currently based in Canada. Been here for about going on 3 years now. Okay, prior to that, I worked and lived in the UK. Prior to that, I was in Ireland, the UK, and currently I'm based in Canada. All right. But the companies I've gotten to work with, I've worked with companies in the UK, I've worked with companies in across Europe, I've also worked with companies across Canada and the US. All right. And that's what makes me the perfect person to speak to you today. Okay. But I'm still gonna talk about myself. I don't want to put myself first before, but we're gonna be talking about why immigrants are leaving the US, UK tech scene and what you need to do today. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first time some of you are hearing of us, correct? So, is this the first time you're hearing of Amdari? Have you heard of Amdari before? Let me see. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or just drop a one in the chat if this is the first time you're hearing of Amdari. Is this your first time you're hearing of Amdari? Juliana, we're just a very small class. So, I mean, if you want to speak, feel free to speak. All right. Juliana, is this the first time you're hearing of Amdari?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. Kushimo Rutendu. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, it's your turn. Or this is my first time.
First time. So we have a couple of first timers in the house. Chandra, Chandra, this is first
Yeah,
time too,
my first
correct?
time. Yeah.
First time. Awesome. Good to have you here. Anyways. All right. So I would like to know where you guys are joining from before I will introduce Amdari to you. Okay. I would like to know where you guys are joining from. So you can use it in the chats. Just drop it in the chats. I would like to know where you guys are joining in from. Okay. So if you can put it in the chats, your location, your current country location. So not necessarily the city. So if you're in the US, just put US. If you're currently in Canada, put it in Canada. If you're currently in, what part of the world are you joining me from today? It'll be good to see that. Okay. All right. So we have US. Okay, we have US returning also. Okay. Okay. US. I'm guessing everybody's from the US. Okay. Chandra, you're based in the US. Oh, okay. Canada and the US also. All right, US. Fantastic. Okay. So you've never heard of Amdari before, and this is the first time you're hearing Amdari. I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, what do we do? Okay, what are these guys all about? Okay, and Amdari essentially is a very interesting platform, and I will tell you the reason why we started Amdari. So Amdari is an innovative platform. Okay, in the sense that it doesn't exist. Okay, what we're doing today is a platform that never really existed. So what we have done is to build a platform to help people gain work experience. So in today's job market in the US and Canada, you'll find out that quite a number of immigrants, quite a number of people that are looking to get in a job can't find to get a job because they don't have relevant work experience. So in Canada, there's something we call Canadian work experience. In US, there's also the US experience also that you need to get in order for you to get a job. But you're coming from Nigeria, you're coming from Ghana, you're coming from, China, you're coming from India, you're coming from any part of the world, you're moving to the US, you're moving to Canada. Okay. How do you get relevant work experience in those countries? Okay. In that particular country, either in the US or in Canada, that would afford you the opportunity to get a job. Okay. So you see, when I relocated initially, I also struggled to get my first job. I struggled for months, before I was able to get my first job. And you see, immediately I got the first one, it became so easy to get the next one. It became so easy to get the next one, so on and so forth. So one of the major challenges that we're facing in today's job market is lack of relevant work experience. Now, the posing question is, if you're an immigrant in a new country, how are you supposed to get experience? How do they expect you to get experience? You're coming from whatever part of the world you're coming from, and you're in the US or you're in Canada, and all of a sudden everybody wants you to magically get experience without nobody giving you a chance to get a job. So we build a platform that will help you gain work experience, okay? That you can put on your CV, you can put on your resume, you can put on your LinkedIn profile to showcase that I work with this company currently in Canada, in the US, and these are the amazing projects I've worked on, okay? So we guarantee you work experience that you can then use for your job search. That we can, and I'm going to do like an elaborate walkthrough of how it works and how we get help you get a job and so on and so forth. Well, essentially, it's a platform that guarantees you work experience that you can use to get a job. Okay, so we provide work experience program across, majorly tech skills, tech career path. So we have data analytics, we have business analysis, we have project management, we have product design, we have GRC, we have data science, we have ethical hacking, we have stock analysis and threat intelligence, we have data engineering, we have cloud and application security, and so on and so forth. So we currently deal with only 11 career paths, just 11 career paths. And that's what makes it very interesting because we have identified the career paths that would help you essentially get a job, which makes it easy for you to get a job. Career paths that are in demand, that are easily scalable. You can learn today, gain experience, and you can use that in getting a job. So those are the things that we are focused on. And this 11 career paths were not just randomly selected. They were selected because we want you to learn a career path that guarantees that you get a job. Okay? So that's the whole essence of the work experience program. All right. So Amdari is, like I said, we're just about a year, 1 year in operation, and we've done very, very interesting stuff. In 2025, okay, I'm going to talk about that in a second. And because of this interesting stuff we did in 2025, that's why you need to listen to us today. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you took out time on a weekend on a Saturday. Just give me a second. You've taken out time on a Saturday. Okay. You've taken out time on the Saturday to listen to me today. Okay. So why do you need to listen to us? Why do you need to spend the next 1 hour, 60 minutes with us today? And the answer is very simple. In 2025, in 2025, just last year, we helped over 1,500 professionals. We helped them with their work experience program. Okay. And I will tell you this, over 70% of the people that came into our program transitioned into a new tech role, secured a senior position, and higher salaries or advance in the academic or professional qualification. Now, 70%, that's a massive chunk of people that joined us last year, okay, that either got a first job or moved into a senior position or earned an higher salary. So a lot of immigrants that are coming into the country are looking at base salary. They're looking at, let me just get a job. I just want to get a job. Okay. I just want something that would pay the rent, pay this, pay that, but not really like looking at how they can get like a very, very good job. So what we've done is build a platform that ensures that you get relevant work experience that would help you earn higher salaries in the US, in the UK, or any part of the world. Okay. So, like I said, 1,500 people did that just last year with us, and over 70% of them transitioned, got higher salaries or senior positions, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be sharing those people. I'm going to be sharing those experiences with you today. Okay. I'm going to be sharing some of the testimonials, some of these people with you today. But I don't want today to be focused on those people. Okay. Because the majority of the reasons why people are looking at moving into the tech space or moving to the US or Canada is because of their stay, because of stay. All right. So if I should ask you the question today, what do you want to get out of today's session? Okay. If I should ask you in just a few seconds, I want to see why you joined today's session. So why did you join today's session? What's the goal you want to achieve at the end of today's session? If you just want to spend the next 1 minute to tell me the reason why you joined today's session, it would be interesting to see that. Okay. So I'll just give you time to just type it in the chat, okay? Or if you want to unmute yourself, you can also unmute yourself. I would like to know why you joined today's session. Juliana, do you want to tell me why you joined today's session? Or is there anything you would like to tell us? So we know I know how to, make it known to you better. Or Rutendi or anybody?
For me,
Nobody.
I'm
Okay.
curious to
Okay.
know what it's all about. I mean, um,
Okay.
it's like it's not something that's quite popular. You don't hear people offer such opportunities. So I just wanted to see what you have.
All right, awesome. All right, like I said, okay, thank you very much for that, Juliana. So you see, last year we started this last year because one of the major things that we have done in the last, in my own personal experiences, a lot of people are struggling to get the first job or get a job when they relocate. And one of the major reasons why they find it difficult to get a job is because they lack relevant work experience. And those are the things we're going to talk about in today's session. So, not dwelling too much on this, moving on to the next page. Okay. So now let's go straight into it. Okay. You have nothing to worry about. Okay. I won't be keeping any information and I won't be gatekeeping any information. Okay. And why do you think I'm the right person to speak to you today? So my name is Efemena Ikpro. I've been doing this for the last 10 years plus, over 10 years now. Okay. I'm the co-founder of Amdari, also the co-founder of Tenalytics, and in my combined experience across this platform, I've helped well over 3,100 people transition into the tech space. So, like I said, I used to be based in Ireland. I moved to Ireland. I've worked and lived in Ireland. I've worked and lived in the UK. I'm currently based in Canada. So, and I've helped people across different parts of the world transition into the tech space. And like I said, I also transition, so I know exactly what most people that are looking at transitioning, the same issues that you're facing today. I also have faced those issues also. So you see, when I relocated to Ireland initially, I used to work as a management consultant back home in Nigeria. So I did management consulting for about 4 years in Nigeria, and then I relocated to Ireland. And honestly, I struggled to get a job. Okay, I did my master's in data analytics and data analytics and data science. Okay, and I struggled to get a job. Okay, but eventually I was able to get my first job as a business intelligence developer with DPD, one of the largest logistic company back in Europe, across Europe. They work across Europe. And you see, I got the first job. Okay, and you see, getting a job basically just opened so many pathways, so many other job opportunities for me that led me to move to the UK, that led me to move to Canada, and so on and so forth. All right, and those are the kind of opportunities that exist. But you see, a lot of immigrants that move outside the country find it difficult to get that first job, okay? To get that first job that would open that pathway to them, that will open the pathway to you better opportunities. You see a lot of people looking at, okay, 100K salary, even in the US, six figure is a popular number that everybody talks about. How do you get a six-figure salary? Either you're in Europe or you're in the US or you're in Canada. How do you scale your career to this extent? That's exactly what we're doing. Okay. So now that's Efemena Ikpro. I've done this a couple of times. I've done this several times. I've pivoted across different careers. I've worked as a data analyst. I've worked as a data scientist. I've worked as a data engineer. Okay. I've worked as an AI contractor. I do AI contracting at the moment as a data scientist also. I've worked as a Power Platform developer. I've worked across different industries, different sectors. So I've pivoted all the time. And I'll tell you this, I know exactly what it takes for you to get a job either in the US, in Canada, or anywhere in the world. And that's because I've done this over and over as a professional. And I've also and helped other people make the same transition. Okay. So you see, that's what makes me, the right person to talk about why immigrants are living in the US, Canada, Texas. Why are immigrants living? In the first question. That's the first question. That's the first question that I want to answer. Why are immigrants living in the US or Canada? Okay. And where are they going to? If they're living in the US and Canada, where are they going to? That's the important question, isn't it? So today's session is just going to be about an hour, 30 minutes maximum. Okay. And this is what we focus on. Okay, the reason why immigrants are leaving the U.S., Canada tech scene is because of one thing. Okay, everything is centered around immigration rules and regulation. Either Trump is bringing up something interesting, or Carney is bringing up something interesting. Something is always going on. Okay, something is always happening, and that is why you know a lot of people are considering leaving the US. Now, recently, I think in the last, when Trump came in, the H-1B visa in the US, now, in order for you to qualify for H-1B visa, the company has to sponsor, has to, I think the levy is about $100,000, depending on the role, okay, is about a minimum of $100,000. Okay, so also in Canada, a lot of tech draws that used to happen in Canada doesn't exist anymore. These draws don't exist anymore, or there's been a very little or no capacity, that would bring in people into those draws. So you see, the tech scenes in the US, the tech space in the US and in Canada has experienced such massive shrinkage because of immigration. So why? Okay, why? And a lot of people feel like because of this massive change to rules and regulation in the US and in Canada, it means that they don't want tech people anymore, or there are no opportunities in tech anymore. All right. So you see a lot of people say that, oh, I don't want to go to Canada anymore. It's difficult to get a job. I don't want to go to the US anymore. As an immigrant, you find it difficult to get a job. But is that truly the case? Is that truly the case? You see, the thing about most of the time when we get information, we get it, second hand. We don't read. We don't read. We don't get this information. We don't go to those websites to read about immigration rules and so on and so forth. Now, the reason why these immigration rules come out is because this government or the institutions are focused on bringing in the right set of people. They're focused on bringing in the right set of talent into the country. So if the US says that, sorry, give me a second. Okay. If the US says that you need a minimum of 100K to bring in somebody from outside the country on H1B for the H1B visa, they are considering you bringing the right talent, the right person, the most brilliant, the smartest. They want you to be able to bring in the most talented person into the country. Now, what makes you talented? What makes you the right talent that a company would spend such amount of money on you to bring you to the country or to sponsor your visa in the country? And why would a company want to do that? That's the question you need to ask yourself. So it's not just you answering the question. It's not just you reading the news to say that, okay, the US doesn't want any immigrants in the country. Oh, Canada is doing the same thing. They're implementing, immigration tariffs and so on and so forth, and causing a lot of problems. So I think Julius, your microphone might be unmuted. So let me just see. Okay. So you see, a lot of people feel like these rules are created in order for you to stop or ban immigration. But what these countries are actually doing is to bring in the right talent. Okay, they're focused on bringing the right talent into the country. Now, what I'm going to focus on here is how can you scale? How can you still scale your job? How can you get a job when you're looking at getting a job in the US or in Canada? Now, the tech dream everybody was the tech dream initially, when you're looking at the tech space initially, the dream was for you to learn a tech skill, get a job, get a sponsored visa, and build a good life in the US. All right. So the tech dream was very simple. Oh, I'm going to learn tech. I'm going to learn data analytics. Or I'm going to learn cybersecurity. Or I'm going to learn this particular career path. I would learn, get a job, and get sponsored. And I can have a good life in the US and and live a good life. But you see, one of the major challenges with that currently is people can learn the skill. It's easy for you to buy a course on Udemy. It's easy for you to buy a course on LinkedIn Learning. It's easy for you to watch a video on YouTube. It's easy for you to do all this self-learning. But you see, getting a job today in today's job market requires so much more. You see, getting a job today requires so much effort. So you see, a lot of people can learn, okay, but it's just difficult for you to get a job or get sponsored at the end of the day. So you see, we're going to focus on getting a job, okay, because at the end of the day, you can learn. You can learn on LinkedIn, you can learn on YouTube, you can learn on Udemy, you can learn on any platform that exists today. But the major problem is, how do you get a job? So you learn data analytics today, you learn Power BI, you learn Excel, you learn all this fancy stuff. But you see, you find it difficult to get a job. All right. So how can you get a job in today's market? Now, number one thing that you need to understand is, and this is something that everybody needs to understand, the job pipeline, when you're looking at the tech space today, something is broken. Okay. And that's what most people are not aware of. Now, when you're looking at learning tech, when you're learning a new tech skill, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get an entry level position. So most people learn tech when you're looking at learning tech or you're learning a tech skill. People learn tech skills and with the hope that when they learn, they'll be able to get like an entry level position. Okay, an entry level position in the sense that, okay, I just finished learning tech, or I've just finished learning a particular skill set, I've just completed my master's, I've just completed a course or something, I've learned a couple of things. Can you give me a chance to work in your organization? That's what we call that entry level. So entry level means that you just getting into the organization and there's somebody within the organization that will literally hold your hand and guide you through the learning process. Now, entry level roles today don't exist anymore. They don't exist anymore. So if you learn tech or you're learning a tech skill today and you're looking at getting a job and you're looking at getting entry level position, it doesn't exist anymore. These roles don't exist anymore. So you see, companies are not hiring few, they're hiring very few junior associates. You're looking at becoming an associate, you're looking at getting into that, you want to break into an organization, you want to start at the low level, the low level part of the organization. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So you see, immigration policies now favor immediate business value. So in order for a company to say that I'm going to invest $100,000 in immigration fees for one person, you need to come into the organization to hit the ground running. Okay. So they are looking at it that if this organization, if you're willing to bring in this person, you know that you need this person 100%. That there's an immediate business value that comes from hiring this person. Do you understand what I mean? So you see, immigrants are not aware, and this is why most immigrants are falling behind. The system shifted without any serious warning, without any warning in any way. So you see a lot of people coming for their masters, coming for for the advanced diploma, advanced programs, and so on and so forth, with the hope that when they finish these advanced degrees, okay, from fancy universities and all that, that they will be able to use this degree to get a job. Now, businesses are not willing, okay? Businesses are not willing to take that risk anymore. Okay. Take, for example, in Canada, also the same thing in the US. In order for you to hire an immigrant, you need to do what we call employee assessment. Okay. Employee assessment and even staff assessment. And there's some kind of assessment that you need to do that if you're going to be hiring an immigrant, you need to prove that there is no citizen that can take that position. Okay, there is no citizen that can take that position. So you see, the immigration policies today is centered around immediate business value. Okay, immediate business value. How do you come into the organization and hit the ground running immediately? So before, where there was not so much stringency on the fees and levies that you need to pay in order for you to hire an immigrant, today there is that levy. So in order for them to hire you, you need to be smart. You need to be able to show that you have experience. You need to be able to show that you can hit the ground running when you get hired. So you see, getting a job in the US is not as technical, it's not as hard as you think it is. And that's what I'm going to focus in on today. Getting a job in the US or Canada is not as hard as, like I said, I've done this several times for different immigrants, different professionals in the US, in the Canada, in US, in the UK, and so on and so forth. So you see, the pipeline is broken, but there's a way around it. There's a way around it. So the key target here is not to look at entry level position. I usually tell everybody that there is nothing like entry level position in today's job market. So long story short, people can't land a job. People find it difficult to land a job, and that's because when you look at the immigration scene, you're looking at the job market as a whole. It's just very difficult for people to land a job. It's just not so easy for people to land a job. But what do you need to do today? Okay, what do you need to do? What do you need to do today in order for you to get a job? Work experience is a new visa currency nobody is talking about. Experience. In order for when you go for an interview, for example, you go for an interview, all right, and you want to showcase that you're the right person for the role. How do you showcase you're the right person for the role? You need to show that you have relevant work experience. Okay? So if you're in the US, you're in Canada, and you're applying for jobs, and you're constantly getting rejection emails, all right, it basically means number one, your CV is bad. Okay? Number one, your CV is bad. Number two is your CV doesn't relate to the role that you're applying to. So most people feel like, oh, I'm coming from Nigeria, or I'm coming from Ghana, I'm coming from India, I'm coming from Tunisia, or wherever you're coming from. Okay, I've been doing this particular thing in my country. Okay, and I've been working as a banker in Nigeria. Okay, and I'm moving to US. I'm moving to the US, and you're trying to use that same banking experience to apply for, let's say, a logistics role, or you're trying to apply for a financial role. Okay, there's no relationship. There's no relationship between a banking role that you did in Nigeria to an FFCG role that you're applying to currently in Canada or the US. So you see, relevant work experience is the new visa currency. So you see, I talked about myself earlier, trying to get a job when I relocated initially. And I will tell you this, the reason why I was able to get my first job was because I was able to prove that I had relevant work experience, even though it was packaged. Okay. It wasn't direct. Okay. But I had to show that I've done some work within the logistics supply chain sector. And that was when I was able to get that job. So you see, relevant work experience is the new visa currency that nobody is talking about. So if you're looking at getting a job in the US, you need to showcase that you have relevant work experience. So you're looking at becoming a data analyst today. You need to showcase that you have done analytics in supply chain, in logistics, in FMCG, in banking, in finance, in HR, or whatever. You need to showcase that you have that relevant work experience in order for you to get into that role, in order for you to get your foot into the job itself. So in both the US and Canada, employers don't want learners. Oh, I just finished learning data analytics. Oh, I just finished learning cybersecurity. Oh, I just took a course in project management. Oh, I just finished my certification in PMP. All right, and so on and so forth. Employers don't want learners. Employers are not looking for people that, oh, I just finished learning. And that's what we term entry level positions. So if you're currently looking at getting a job in the US or Canada and you're focused on, oh, I took a couple of courses and that should by default give me levy or give me that leverage to get to my first job, it's going to be very difficult for you to get a job. Okay. So employers don't want learners. And I usually would ask people today that if you want to start, you want to start a business, okay? You want to start a content creation business, okay, where you create content, and you want to hire a videographer, okay? You want to hire somebody that edits videos, that can make a video, and so on and so forth. Would you hire somebody that just learns videography? Okay, you won't hire that person. What would you hire? You would look for somebody that has some type of experience, that have edited several videos before, that you can show proof. The person can show proof of the work that they've done. Now, if just just you, one person doesn't want to hire somebody that just learned videography, okay? How would an organization that operates millions of dollars, in operations and all that, why would they want to hire a learner? Why would they want to hire somebody that just finished learning? They just completed their master's, they just completed their degree or certification, whatsoever. Why would they want to hire that kind of person? You see, that's the person question that most people have. Okay? And that's exactly what we need to talk about. So they want people that can deliver from day one. Okay? If you hire somebody today, you expect the person to be able to deliver right from that day. Okay, when you get into the job, you can start. You will definitely, you know what to do, you know how to get things done, and you're getting things done from the first day that you got into the job itself. Okay, so certification and degrees no longer move the needle. Certifications and degrees no longer move the needle. So, oh, I have a certification from this. Oh, I have a master's, or I have a PhD, or I have this, I have that. It doesn't move the needle anymore. It doesn't get anybody excited. I have a master's, for example, and I'll tell you for free, nobody has asked about my master's degree before. Not a single person has asked. And that's the same thing with, that's the tough realization when when you start to get offers. All right. And you start to ask yourself that, okay, nobody has really asked me for my degree. Nobody has asked me to send a copy of my certification. Nobody has asked me to photocopy or send in or fax in some information about my degrees or certificates. Now think about it. The job that you have today, you got a job. Did anybody ask you for the degree? You say you had the degree, you had a BSc, or you had a master's. Was there any way they requested for you to bring you to for confirmation? Did they call the school to confirm that you did that particular degree? No. So you see, the job market today has less emphasis on certification and degrees. Okay. Then the last thing is portfolios without real world depth are ignored. So you see a lot of people working on the same type of projects. Okay, every single time. So if you go on LinkedIn now today, you'll see a lot of people working on the same type of projects consistently. So, if a recruiter talks to 5, 10 people, they will find out that out of that 5, 10 people, half of them have completed the same type of project. Oh, I worked on a data analytics project. Oh, I worked on this type of project. Oh, I worked on this project. The dashboards are the same thing. The case studies are the same thing. It doesn't get it doesn't give you depth in terms of experience within the industry itself. So you see in the US and in Canada, employers don't want learners. Okay, they want people that can deliver from day one. Certifications and degrees are no longer relevant in the job market. And portfolios, you building projects that are not relevant, that are generic, it also doesn't move the needle for you. All right. So immigrants are discovering the attributes. Okay. And what's the attribute? The attribute is you don't lose opportunities because you're foreign. Okay, you lose them because you are seen as risky. And I would explain that in a few seconds. So you see, you don't lose opportunities because you're foreign. So there's this mindset that, oh, it's because I talk in a certain way. It's because I'm an immigrant. It's because I'm Nigerian. It's because I'm Ghanaian. It's because I'm Kenyan or whatever. All right. Oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, it's because I speak in a certain way. It's because of my name. That's why I got a rejection email. It doesn't work that way. It's not as vanilla as that. Okay. So you don't lose opportunities because of your nationality or because you're a foreigner. You lose because you are seen as risky. And I'll explain risky. Risky is deadly when visa, sponsorship, compliance are involved. So, like I said, if a company is required to pay $100,000 for you for H1B visa, for the H1B visa, you are risky in the sense that they can't just fire you. They can't just let you go because they've invested so much in that individual. I lived and worked in the UK, and I will tell you that, initially when we started, when I moved to the UK, you would see job positions that would tell you sponsorship is available. Okay, this role comes with sponsorship. This was like in 2022, 2023. All right, you'll see a lot of roles in the UK that will tell you visa sponsorship is a part of this role. A lot of people move from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and what we work to people that did that, okay? And they moved to the UK. Now, guess what? Okay? A lot of these people were not very competent. A lot of them, were able to bypass the system, bypass the interview process, learn a thing or two, practice, prepared so well for those interviews, and they were able to get a job. All right. But you see, organizations find it very difficult to let them go because imagine you bringing somebody from Ghana, from Nigeria, from any part of the world into the UK. You spend relocation fees, you spend immigration fees, you're sponsoring the person every year on a particular, and you're paying a levy every year on that person. So you see, they saw that people were bypassing the interview process, preparing so well to get the job. And when they get the job to deliver, they couldn't deliver anymore. So it became a very big problem. So you see, a lot of organizations and recruiters started removing visa sponsorship, okay, completely from the roles. On anytime you see the role on the website, on the job board, you will see these roles, you will see those information don't exist anymore. Visa sponsorship is they don't write it on the job role. So you see, when I moved, I witnessed the change. Okay, so I moved to apply for contract jobs. Okay, in the UK, I was applying for contract jobs, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and so on and so forth. And I found out that every time I did so well on the role, even though I wasn't I wasn't looking at visa sponsorship. Well, I found out that staying on the role and delivering so well in the first 3, 4 months on that role, I found out that majority of these organizations eventually wanted to sponsor. Majority of them eventually wanted to sponsor my visa to remain in the country or to remain with the country to tie me to the company. All right. So you see, they wanted to test that they now have like a process in which let the person come in, spend 3, 4 months, would evaluate his performance, and then we can, offer this additional package. So these are the things that you see. In the US, if a company is willing to sponsor your visa, it's risky for them. It's risky in the sense that they can't just let you go. They can't just, it's not an African company that will just say that, okay, back home in Nigeria, I mean, they're given a due process. You can't just sack you today and you have to leave tomorrow. Okay. It's only if you've done something very, very illegal that would happen. So in the US and in Canada, it's difficult for you to just let somebody go. Okay. So there's what we call PEEP, Performance Improvement Plan. PEEP, that's in Canada and the US. They call it Performance Improvement Plan. So if you're not good, they can't fire you on the grounds that you are not good. Okay, they would have to put you on performance improvement plan to keep you learning, okay, with the company's resources, get you better so you can perform the operations that you say you want to perform. So you see, organizations are saying that it's so expensive to hire an immigrant. You're paying, incurring costs on visa, you're incurring costs on sponsorship, you're incurring costs on compliance, and at the end of the day, you're not performing. And at the end of the day, you're incurring costs on your salaries and you're on a performance improvement plan. It doesn't make any sense for these companies in the US to do that. So you see, what are they doing? Okay. In this particular situation. So just confirm if you can still see my screen. I'm not sure it's still up. Can you guys still see my screen? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. Awesome. Now, you see, that's the very interesting situation. So organizations, when they see you, they don't see you as you. They see you as risky. They see you as risk. We're taking a huge risk applying for this person. Getting this person to fill this role is a huge risk to them. They're spending money. Spending money. They're spending time, efforts, compliance, and so on and so forth. So you see, and that's why I said at a point during our session so far that experience is the new currency. In order for you to get you that role that you're looking at, you need to prove to them that you have relevant work experience. You need to showcase that I've done this before. And if I come into your organization, I'm coming in to do fantastic. I'm going to do even beyond your expectation. That's exactly what you need to showcase to these people. So, in order, the attribute, like I said, you're not losing out on opportunity because you're a foreigner. You're losing it because most of these employers see you as risky. Now, the psychological burnout that nobody talks about as an immigrant, I have experienced it before, and one way or the other, you probably know people that have experienced the same thing. This is the silent killer. You spend years studying, you spend a lot of money coming into the country, flight tickets, living expenses, you work menial job in order for you to complete your degrees, your masters, and so on and so forth. You learn, you practice, you invest so much into your learning curve, and at the end of the day, you can't get a job. Okay, you spend thousands on tuition and courses, all right, and all you get is rejection email. You find it difficult to get a proper job. These are the psychological burnout. So imagine somebody invested so much money, so much time, and now they have 2 months left on their visa in order for them to get a job, or they have 5 months left. They have 1 year in order for you to get a job. Okay, take for example, if you're in Canada, you do a 1 year program, you have 1 year to get a job. If you do a 2 year program, you have 3 years to get a job. And I can tell you that even in 3 years, people find it difficult to get a job. Why? Why do they find it difficult to get a job? It's because they lack relevant work experience. So if somebody has always worked as a banker in Nigeria, the banking system in Nigeria, for example, is not the same banking system in Canada or the US. So how do you want to use banking experience in Nigeria or in Ghana how do you want to use that same experience in Canada or the US? It doesn't work that way. So you see a lot of people are hell bent using that experience. That's the only thing that they have. So let me leverage it as much as I can. But it doesn't work that way. You can't use those experiences. Even if you want to use them, there's something you need to do. There's a revamp that needs to take place. All right. And those are the things that causes this psychological burnout. My visa is about to expire. I speak to a lot of people, on a weekly basis. Oh, I have 2 months left. I have 5 months left. I have 8 months left. Is there something you can do for me? All right. So you see, watching timelines expire, either your PWP, that's in Canada, H1B visa, or your whatever the case might be, that's what we're going to focus on. Okay. So at some point, people don't quit. Okay, trying to get a job, they actually quit waiting. Okay? They keep waiting. I'm not gonna disturb myself anymore. If it's a menial job I can do, let me do my menial job, I'm earning my money. Or if it's some type of low level job I can do, let me do the low level job now. At least let me earn some money. Let me work more hours. Let me take next shift. Let me take all the shift available, in order for me to at least make a living. So eventually, either people return home or move to a new country, move to Europe, or pivot to freelancing and or try to do some content creation, remote job, that kind of thing. So you see, people don't quit. They actually just quit waiting. When would I get a job? When would I get a good job? Okay. And they try for a couple of months and eventually they get tired of waiting and they move to something else. So you see, how can you overcome this challenge? That's the point question. How can you overcome this challenge? Okay. Now, this is a challenge that everybody faces. As an immigrant in a new country, you're likely going to face this issue. Okay? As an immigrant, I mean, that's what they call a survival job. You need to do something for survival. Either you work in a supermarket, you work in a warehouse. So even me personally, when I relocated, I worked in a warehouse. I worked in a warehouse for about almost a year before I got my first job. So the key question is, how do you overcome this challenge? How do you get a good job? How do you get a six-figure role in the US, in Canada? Is it possible? 100% possible. What do you need to do today in order for you to get this job? That's exactly what we're going to explore in the next 5, 10 minutes. Now, the question I'm going to ask is, if you have a Benz, okay, you currently have a Benz, it's the winter season, okay? So before we went into winter, okay, you need to fix your car. You need to do like proper maintenance for the snow to prevent, you have to change your tires, you need to change your oil, you need to tune up your car to prepare for winter. Now you have three mechanics that you spoke to. You have usually would like to get a quote on, who is going to do my car for this period. You have a Benz for, like I said, now you have Michael, but Michael fixes is fixing Toyota, Lexus, and Honda. That's the specialty. The specialty is Toyota, Lexus, and Honda. Then we also have Susan. Susan has experience fixing Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, and BMW. All right. Then we have Tayo. Tayo has experience fixing BMW, Toyota, Kia, and Benz. Now, which of these people would you likely work with? Which of these guys would you likely work with? Let me see. Which of these people would you likely work with? Would you work with Michael? You have a Benz. Well, Michael has experience in Toyota, Lexus, and Honda, which are also cars at the end of the day. All right. Susan, on the other hand, has experience working with Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, and BMW. Would you work with Susan? Or would you work with Tyler that has experience with fixing BMWs, Toyota, Kia, and Benz? Which of these mechanics would you work with? Let me see. You could drop a chart. Let me see. You could drop a chart. I would like to know which of these mechanics you would get to work with. Let me see. A, B, or C. You could put it in the chat. I would like to know. A, B, or C. A, B, or C. Which of these guys would you get to work with? All right. In most cases, when I use this particular situation, when I use this particular analogy, most people will go with tire. Okay, most people will go with tire, which is the guy this tire here. All right, tire, and that's because he has a relevant experience. He has a Benz. He knows how to fix a Benz. So you're likely going to go with higher because you have done stuff with that same brand in his experience. The reason why you will not go for Susan and Michael is because they lack relevant work experience. So today, if you're applying for a job in a bank, but on your CV, you only have customer service, you only have warehouse, you only have healthcare and all that on your CV, you are likely not going to get called for an interview. You're likely not going to get called for you to get a job. So if your CV doesn't relate to the role that you apply to, like not necessarily verbatim, but experience-wise, it doesn't, there's no direct correlation to the role that you're applying to, or there's no perfect match, you're likely not going to get called into the job market. Okay, with the availability of ATS, this applicant tracking system, it's going to be difficult for you to get a job offer or even get an interview because companies now are focusing on relevant experience. I want to hire somebody that knows how to use Power BI to do something. That's what I'm looking for. That's my focus. And that's the only thing I'm looking for in the job market. So if you are not that person or your CV doesn't list out these things that you've done before, you are likely going to be not listed for that particular job position. So you see a lot of people looking for Canada work experience or US work experience, and they just get a job anywhere. Okay, you're working in the post office, you're working in the warehouse, and now you want to apply for a cybersecurity role, and now you're putting that warehouse role on your CV to apply for a cybersecurity role. It doesn't add up. Okay? It doesn't add up. It puts you at a significant disadvantage. So just because you want to get UK or Canada, US experience, you are putting in the menial jobs that you're doing currently, or the kind of jobs that are just survival. You're doing that, you're putting it on your CV in order for you to apply for a proper job. You're putting yourself at a great disadvantage. Okay. So you see, the key thing here is the market doesn't reward effort. I've been trying. I apply for jobs. I've taken courses. I've taken certification. The job market doesn't reward effort. I've tried. It doesn't reward. I've tried. It wants proof. It wants proof. Everybody wants proof. Okay. I'll use another analogy to drive this home for you better. If you have a party you want to go into, you have a party, you want to go for a party, okay? And in this party, they say you need to wear a suit. You need to wear a suit. You need to look good. The professional setting, you need to wear a suit. Now, you don't have a suit and you want to sew a suit, okay? Would you give somebody that just finished learning tailoring school, that just finished in fashion designing school, would you give that person the chance to sew your suit? Okay. Would you give that person a chance to sew the suit? Or would you look for somebody that has experience sewing that suit, the type of suit that you're looking for? Would you look for that type of person? Okay. Can you send me samples of suit that you've sewn? Can I see the things that you've done before? You want proof that the person can design the suit that you're looking for. You want that particular kind of proof. So you want proof. You want to buy a product online, you want to look at the reviews of that product. You want to show proof. You want to see proof that this product is of good quality if I buy it. So everybody wants proof. So it's not about effort. It's not about the greatest product. It's not about, oh, I have the best, I have the best face cap in the industry. It's not about that. People want proof. If I go on Amazon today, I want to buy a face cap, I want to buy headsets, what would happen? I would need to go and look at the reviews. Reviews, can I see what are people saying about this particular product? Okay? People want to see proof. Okay, you want to see proof. Employers want to see proof. So the market doesn't care how long you studied. I have a 2 years master's degree. I have a PhD, 5 years. Nobody really cares. Nobody. Okay? Can you tell me how you've solved the problem before? Okay? Nobody cares about the courses you complete. Nobody cares how passionate you are. So you go for an interview, I'm a passionate, I'm a detail oriented, I am a and you list out all these adjectives to classify yourself. Really, people don't care. What people want to see is, have you solved relevant problems that are facing? Our company is facing this cybersecurity issue. Have you done anything that has to do with this before? Okay, project manager, have you handled this type of project before? Have you led an agile project? Have you led, a diverse project across different work streams? Have you done these interesting projects before? That's what employers are looking to see. Okay, So most immigrants that are coming into the country can't answer yes. They can't say yes. And that's because nobody has given them the chance to learn, to even get this experience, this relevant experience that we're talking about. Uh, It's difficult for people to get it. Where do you want to get it? Nobody's giving you a chance. So where do you get this experience from? That's the puzzling question. So you see, that's why we started Amdari, long story short. Okay? Now imagine a platform that helps you with everything you need to land a job, either in Canada or the US. Everything you need. Imagine the platform that provides you with everything you need. Okay? From CV review, okay, to LinkedIn optimization, to navigating the job market, to interview preparation, to reference letter, to on-the-job support, to mentorship session. Imagine a platform that provides you with everything that you need in order for you to get a job. So that's Amdari. Long story short, I'm not going to waste too much time. It's Amdari. So it's CV review in the sense that we are going to help you review your CV. So we are going to help you review your CV. So the CV that you're going to use that would help you gain more traction, those are the things that we're going to do for you. All right. We're also going to do link optimization in the sense that recruiters should be the one looking for you. Imagine you just being in your house without even sending out a single application, and recruiters are sending you messages on LinkedIn. Oh, we just saw your profile. Oh, we're currently recruiting for this role. Oh, your profile fit the job I'm currently hiring for. Imagine that as a situation. You're not applying, but people are reaching out to you. That is LinkedIn optimization. It basically works like Google search. Okay? Google search engine, SEO, search engine optimization. You find out that a lot of people are optimizing their websites SEO wise, for people to gain traction, for them people to get to know them, without them even running ads. Okay, that's the same thing with LinkedIn optimization. Getting employers to know you even without you applying for the job. Navigating the job market, where to apply to, how to apply to. You're looking for a remote job, you're looking for a well-paying job in the US and Canada. How do you navigate the job market? These are the things that we're going to do for you. Interview preparation is another one. Okay. We'll prepare you for interview. I mean, if you have a good CV profile, you have a good CV, you have your LinkedIn profile is optimized, you know how to navigate the job market. I can tell you that for free, you will land interviews. Okay. Now with interviews, okay, we will prepare you for these interviews. You've never interviewed before as a SOC analyst. You've never interviewed before as a business analyst or a data analyst or a data scientist. How do you prepare for those interviews? We will prepare you for those interviews. We'll also provide you with reference letter, on the job support, and eventually mentorship sessions that would help you land a job better and faster. P- Please, if you're joining us, please, if you want to get access to the recording, the session is recorded. If you want to get access to the recording of the session, please ensure you fill the attendance. Please ensure you fill the attendance so you get access to the recording of the session. Please fill the attendance to get access to the recording. Okay? Now, let's move on. Okay. So we provide you with everything that you need in order for you to get a job when you're talking about Canada or the US. Now, we're going to talk about some testimonials. I told you last year we helped, over 70% of the people that joined us last year either got a new job or got a senior role or got a higher salary, so on and so forth. All right. Some of them, these are some of the people. I'm going to focus on people that got their first job within the tech space. Okay. And this is Francis. So Francis got a job as as a project manager with Deloitte UK. Okay, going through our program, and yeah, you'll see his profile here. You'll see his profile here. This is LinkedIn profile, and you'll see currently he was working with us as a project management consultant. Okay, and you see that working with Amdari. Now you can click on his profile. You'll get to see his profile. You can even ask him questions about the program, whatever. You can do that. His name is Francis Akpro. Okay, and you see that, yeah, he went through the Amdari Work Experience program, and that's how he was able to get his first job. So he got a job with Deloitte UK, working as a project manager. Now, we also have Okpayemi Olamiro, okay? She also completed the Master's in Data Science and Data Analytics, and she found it difficult to get a job, okay? Went through the Work Experience program, and eventually she got a job as a data scientist in the UK. Now, these are things that we go over and over again. Okay, we also have Betty. Okay, okay, okay. We have Betty. Betty also got a job as an information technology business project manager. Okay, so you see here, she worked as an information technology project manager with Amdari. Okay, work experience program. That's the work experience program that we are talking about today. And eventually, she was able to get a job as an information technology business slash project manager with Echoes. So you see, these are real people. You can check them out on LinkedIn. Okay, you can send them DMs, you can send them messages, and they will be happy to respond to you. So these people went ahead to get some jobs. Okay, after completing or during the program, during the work experience program. We also have Toby Oluwasola. Okay, and you can see him also doing the data science consultant, working as a data science consultant with Amdari, and he also got a job working as a data scientist in the UK. Now we also see you see a lot of reference letters that come in, on a day-to-day basis, and we provide you with reference letters. So you apply for a job and needs reference, we'll provide you with the reference letter. Okay, so you see, Olayinka, you see this is Olayinka Oluwaseun got a job as a stock analyst with Healthcare Ireland in Ireland, got a job. Okay, you would also see Renee. Renee got a job as a systems analyst after the data analytics, after completing the work experience program with us. You see Funto got a job as a Power BI analyst. You see this is the reference letter. So you see, hi Efemena, I hope this email finds you well. I'm currently working with Funto, who mentioned you as a reference. To ensure I am presenting the best candidate to my client, I conduct thorough reference checks as part of the process before putting anyone forward for the role. She spoke highly of your working relationship, and I'd really appreciate your insight. Could you please let me know the best number to reach you on? So these are the kind of calls, these are the kind of things that you're likely going to get yourself involved in. In the sense of we providing you with reference data that would eventually help you get a job. So you see, this is customer also got an offer as a systems analyst, and you can read it here. Good morning, Femena. I hope you're keeping well. Customer kindly pass all along your details and mentioned you might be open to sharing a bit insight into the role of Amdari. So you see, these are emails that we received, to provide reference letter, and this is just to proof of people that have gone on to get an IELTS jobs, better salaries, new jobs, and so on and so forth. You see, this is also Chandra. Okay, Chandra also got a job as a project data protection for legal after completing the GRC program. That's Governance Risk and Compliance program with us here at Amdari. And we also have Jerry, who also got a job as a data analyst after doing the process, doing the program, doing the data analytics work experience program. And you can see something that is consistent amongst all of them is you see the data scientists, they're currently working with Amdari as either data scientist, data analyst, data engineer, just to show them proof of work that they've done. And this is just, not to take too much time, this is just a few people, amongst the people that joined us last year that are doing fantastic stuff, that did very amazing stuff. You can check us out on LinkedIn. Okay. All right. You see quite a number of them in there. So the goal here is very simple. The goal for us here at Amdari is very simple. We provide you with relevant work experience that guarantees you get a job. It's as simple as that. So most of this work that you're looking at getting into today's job market, they need you to have work experience. They need you to have experience. Where did you get this experience is the posing question. Where are you supposed to get this experience is the posing question. So the goal is simple. We provide you with relevant work experience that guarantees you get a job. Okay? So you see, and how do you do that today? Okay? How do you do that? All you need is P. P is an acronym. Don't get it wrong, okay? P is an acronym. So P stands for be prepared. So when I'm talking about prepared, I'm not talking about just you watching videos, okay? You actually have to be invested in your learning journey, okay? You need to be invested, you need to be interested, you need to be ready to work with us. So in the sense that a lot of people would still look at their academic life as a restriction. Oh, I'm currently working 2 shifts. Oh, I'm currently working 5 shifts. I'm currently doing this. I'm currently doing that. Oh, I have a family. Or I have this. And at the end of the day, it becomes difficult for them to actually get the role that you're looking for. So what we tell most people is don't use your current situation to impact your future. Okay, don't use your current situation to impact your future. Please, the session is recorded. Okay, so if you want to get access to the recording, or you want to speak to me, please fill the attendance and it will be easy for us to make that decision. Okay. So we're talking about being prepared. We're looking at you need to be invested, you need to be interested, you need to be ready to work with us. Long story short. So if you're looking at getting started, those are the things that you need to have. So you also have learn. Okay. So that's where Amdari comes in. So it would help you learn, not just learn, but you would also work on exciting projects that will guarantee you relevant work experience in the US and in Canada. This is what you learn and build relevant work experience required for you to get a job. So we have work experience program across data analytics, business analysis, SOC, GRC, data science, project management, product design, DevOps, data engineering, ethical hacking and penetration testing, and cloud and security professionals. So we have career paths, we have different work experience program that would help you gain experience across this career path. I would like to know what career path are you interested in? Do you want to just drop a comment? I would like to know what career path you are interested in. Let me see. I'd like to know what career path you're interested in. So if you're interested in data analytics, just put DA. If you're interested in data engineering, okay, data engineering, okay, that's Ibrahim. If it's business analysis, BA, okay, I have GRC, I have data engineering, okay, who else? Let me see. BA, fantastic, return to. Okay, what was your IT audits, GRC, fantastic, beautiful. We have stuff around that, okay. Who else? Who else? Okay, beautiful. All right, so you have to learn, and I will show you how we're going to help you do this. Well, I'm going to show you all this. All right, so P is PLE, employability. I talked about employability. We're going to do this for you 100%. CV review, link optimization, how to navigate the job market, where to apply to jobs, what kind of jobs that you apply to. When you're looking at it, let's take a look at data engineering. So most people feel like data engineering is if I'm going to be looking for a job today, is data engineer. I'll go on the job board and search for data engineer. But in the real sense, that's not the case. Okay, that's not the case. Data engineer, that's not the only job role that you can do. There's something we call ETL developer. Okay, you can apply for ETL developer roles. You can apply for, business intelligence engineer roles. You can apply for cloud engineer. Okay, you can apply for, there are quite a number of roles that you could also apply to with your skills as a data engineer. All right, there's something to business analysis. So it's not just business analyst roles that exist. There's business data analyst, there is process analyst, there is chain management analyst. There are so many roles within this spectrum that affords you the opportunity to apply for different type of roles. We also have interview preparation. We have reference letter, on the job support, and mentorship session. These are things that we are going to do for you. Okay, so be prepared, you learn and work on projects. The next thing is employability, which will provide you with CV review, link optimization, and all the fast systems that we talked about. So the next thing is quality and volume for optimum efficiency. Okay. So we're looking at you applying for jobs, not just you applying for random jobs here and there. We're looking at quality of the jobs you apply to and volume of those quality job roles. So we currently have a partnership with CV Matchly AI. It's a very interesting tool. It's an AI powered tool that allows you to apply for roles. Okay, so if I just to show you a demo. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on LinkedIn. Just give me a second. Let me just show you my screen so I can show you everything. So we currently have a partnership with Singing Matchley to help you to guarantee that you actually get a job. Okay, so I'm gonna go on jobs. Okay, all right, and I want to do a quick. I just want to show you a quick demo of CV Matchley AI. Okay, so I'm going to look for roles in the US. So let's just say business analyst. Somebody talk about being a business analyst. So I'm going to look at business analyst and I'm going to be using like United States. All right. So I'm just going to look through to see the roles that exist today. So you see, without even wasting too much time, the first one I can see here is business data analyst. I'm just going to look for in most situations, I usually will say recommend past 24 hours, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So in the past 24 hours, okay, so you can see this is CV Matchly. It's a Google Chrome extension that gives you these updates. So my CV, the CV I uploaded currently, so this is a Google Chrome extension. So I can remove the CV and I can upload a new CV. Okay. So let me just click on a new role. Let's see this particular one. This is a senior business analyst role. This is an interesting role. I want to apply for this role. I'll come to my CV Matchly AI tool. I would upload a CV. I'll just upload any random a test CV, for example. I would upload a test CV, okay, and I'll click on analyze my CV. So with that, once I click on that, it's going to analyze my CV against the job description, okay, and it takes about 10 seconds for it to do the analysis. So you can see now the CV uploaded and the job board, this job. So if I scroll to the bottom, you see the job post. You see it does the scripting itself. So most people use ChatGPT, for example, to tailor their resume. But the issue with that is you're going to be copying, you know, the job post, take it to LinkedIn, and the prompts that you're writing, you're not certain about the project you're writing, you're doing a great job. So what this does for you, it does the entire thing by itself. So you see, it has done the matching, okay, and I can see now my CV is currently 45%, which is not great. Okay. 11% keyword matched, 14 is missing, and 6 strengths. So we currently have a partnership with CV Matchly, which if you're a part of the Amdari program, you get access to this and you would be able to and that's what we talk about, quality and volume at the same time. So once you've gotten this, you can still missing keywords, McKinsey, B2B software, San Francisco Bay Area, these are keywords that are missing from the CV. Now what makes it very interesting is once I click on optimize, okay, I can generate an optimized CV immediately. So I can click on generate optimized CV and it will optimize my CV. It will look at my CV, look at the job description, and it will help me optimize my CV, putting keywords in the right place at the right time. So I can click on downloaded CV, click on and you see this is the updated CV. This is the optimized CV. So you can see now result-driven senior business analyst with extensive experience in data analysis, business intelligence, strategic consulting across B2C software, education, and financial sectors. So it's basically tailored my resume to the role I want to apply to. All right. And that's exactly what makes it interesting. So if you're part of Amdari, you also get access to the tool itself. You get access to CV Matchly, which allows you to apply, which allows you to um guarantees quality and quality volume, okay, in terms of you applying for jobs that guarantees that you get a job offer, guarantees you interviews, long story short. From those interviews, we have interview preparation. So prepare you for those interviews. And that's essentially why we've been very successful. That over 70% of people that joined us last year were able to record either an higher salary, a better offer, a better job, or transition, successfully into their desired career path. Okay, now moving on. Okay, so we have a course starting on the 6th of February. That's next month, 6th of February. And the discount is available for the first 20 people. All right, so we have a discount available for the first 20 people. If you're looking at getting started, I would say this is the best time for you to get started. Okay, and the discount is we have a 110 £10, but it's in dollars, but I'll show you not in dollars in a few seconds. So we're currently running a £110 discount on our current offer for the first 20 people. So it's the initial cost is £500, okay? But we're doing a discount, which is discount 110, so it brings it down to 390. And the good thing also is you don't have to pay the 390 today. You don't have to pay the £390 today in order for you to get started. All right. So you can pay in a month, 2 months, or 3 monthly installments in order for you to get started. Now, just walk you through how you can get started. Okay, I'm just gonna do that in a few minutes. So if I come to just go to your browser and type in Amdari. So you can go to your browser and type in Amdari. Okay, and you would see the website in there. You'll see what Amdari's website. Click on the website, and you see gain work experience by working on real world projects in data science, data analytics, data engineering, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm going to go to internship programs. I'm going to go to internship programs. Okay, and I'll come here. So you see, gain real world experience that guarantees that gets you hired in high demand tech areas such as cybersecurity, project management, data science, business analysis, so on and so forth. Okay, so you click on apply for an internship, and you see a list of the courses list of programs that we have in there. Okay, so what you want to do is that's all you need to do. Come to internship, okay? Come to internship. It takes you straight to all the internship after internship, okay? And it's the list of career paths that you're looking at. Now, somebody said they're interested in data engineering. Let's say I'm interested in data engineering. So you see the current discount is there. Instead of £500, it's currently £390. So if I'm asking for it in USD, I'm going to show you in a few seconds. So apply for internship. So you see the information is there. Every information about the program is there. The tools you're going to work with. The duration is for 4 months. It's a 4 months internship where you get. Is typically yeah, it's actually a very very beautiful offer for you because it's a 3 months internship where you're getting 1 month for free. Okay, so you get to 4 months. So it's 3 months internship where you're getting 1 month, 1 more month for free, which makes it beautiful for you to get started. Okay, so you see, this is the data engineering career experience internship. So you see this, the overview, what you will gain, the tools and technologies you will get to work with, career opportunities that you can apply to, the program structure, some projects you will work on, frequently asked questions, payment structure, and mentors that we have on the program. Okay. Now, the good thing about this program is that the at work experience, you would have specialists that would hold your hands and guide you through the career path you want to go into. Okay. So you see this, you walk through the program, you go to apply, click on apply, okay, and then it takes you to this particular page. Now, because you don't have access, because you don't have an account on the platform, you will need to sign up. You need to create an account. So you click on sign up, okay, you click on sign up, and then you can put in all the information that you need, okay. So all you need to do is just create an account, first name, last name, email address, phone number, password, confirm your password, and create an account. But I have an account, so I'm just going to walk you through it in a few. It takes a few seconds. It takes about a minute or two for you to create an account. Okay, so what I'll just let me just create an account. So what I would say is if you may not, okay, let me just show you so we don't take too much time. So now if I come here, let's say I'm interested in say project management, I want to pay for the project management internship. I click on apply now. Okay, and confirm your enrollment. You can see immediately you click on it, you already qualify for the 30% discount we're currently working on. So either you start in February, might want to start in February, but if you feel like you want to secure the discount and start in March, that's also valid, 100% valid. So you can click on the February cohort, you have that February cohort, February 6th, 4 months training program. You can do a full month installment, and this is where you can change the currency. So if you're currently in the US and you want to change to USD, you can click on USD and it takes you to USD. All right. So instead of paying 600 USD, it's currently 600 USD. It was £500, and that's equivalent to 600 US dollars. So instead of paying 600 US dollars, if you're paying full payments now, you're actually getting an extra discount. Okay. To from 600 to $476. All right, to $476. But if you're doing two installment or three installments, you could actually pay 530. You're going to be paying 530, which is still a reduction, which is the 30% discount. Okay, so you're getting the 530. So I'm going to click on 3 monthly installments. So if I'm interested in 3 monthly installments, I'm going to click on that, and apply my discount. So you see the information there, first name, last name, everything information is in there. All right. And then you can see the breakdown of the payments. Okay. So all you need to pay today in order for you to get access to the internship program is $177. So that's all you need to pay today to get access to the program starting next month, which is just $177. Okay, I can confirm the information is correct, and I have read the Amdari terms and condition, and I can click on pay now. So clicking on pay now will take me to the page where I can then use to make my payment. I can then use to make payments. Okay, so that's basically the situation. All right. So just walk you through the platform and what you get. So if you pay for the internship today, what do you get? So you get access to you immediately you make your payment, you get access to the website. You get access to the internship. Immediately you make payment, you get access to the internship. So if you click on internship, it takes you to the internship page where you would the entirety of the program itself. Okay, so I'm going to go to, let's take, for example, I'm interested in data engineering internship. Okay, and I want to start with the fabric. I'm starting with the general. I'm just going to showcase the generic codes. Okay, the general codes. So data engineering general codes. I want to show you what you will get. Okay, so you have access to the roadmap. So student review, data optimization, portfolio setup, the kind of projects you're going to be working on, mock interview sessions, and so on and so forth. You would also be able to apply for a reference letter. So you can request for a reference letter. You can book an interview preparation session. If you have an interview coming up, you can book an interview preparation session. You could also complain or report an issue. So if you're not getting a response as quick as possible, you can always definitely, put in a complaint. And most time it takes about 12 hours maximum for you to get a response when you lodge a complaint. Okay, so let's go straight to internship. What kind of projects are you going to be working on? All right, so you see, this is the data engineering internship program, and it gives you information about the internship program, the duration, the type of projects you're going to work on, how long the duration is going to be, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead to view projects. And now you see this. This is a data engineer for real-time stock market insight and reporting. So this is one of the projects you get to work on. So the guys that started in January, that started this month, that started today, Saturday. Now, you see, if I click on view projects, you will get to view the projects. You can view the project, you can view the company overview, you can view the business challenges. So let's take a look at this. Okay. So you see, the business challenge essentially is market pulse faces increasing demand for more advanced insight, particularly around predictive stock movement and real-time trading signals. The current data pipeline struggles to meet the growing data volume and the need for ultra-low latency. These issues are particularly noticeable during peak market periods, such as stock market opens and earnings reports, when the system is unable to process data fast enough to meet the needs of high-frequency traders and asset managers. Key challenges: system reliability, data latency, scalability, the impact on the business, financial impact, competitive disadvantage, and regulatory risk. So these are, real life projects you're going to be working on to give you real life experiences that you can then use to apply for a job. So once you click on view task, you'll see your tasks for the week. You see this is a 2 weeks project. This is a 2 week project. Okay, there's a pre-project assessment that you need to take before you start the project. So you can click on that. You see, what is the primary goal of market pulse analytics? Just to test your knowledge on if you've gone through the project information that I showed you earlier. So I'm just going to take a few questions, okay, to build scalable real-time data pipeline for stock market insights. Okay, which of the following is the key challenge for market pulse? Okay, I would say issues with, let's just go with anything. Okay, inability to forecast stock prices. I'm just gonna go with something. Python about this part. I'm just gonna go ahead to answering any questions really, just so that I can show you what it's gonna get. So basically, the first question is to assess you on what you know about the project. Okay, so you can kickstart, the project itself. Okay, so you see, once you've taken the assessment, you go straight to week one. Okay, you go straight to week one, and then you can see the information that you have in week one. All right. And those are the things you get. You also get access to videos, learning resources, short courses on the platform that you could use to learn while you're taking your internship. So it could be short courses, you can see Tableau, you can see Introduction to Data Engineering, you can see Python for everybody, you can see GitHub and Git and GitHub, data modeling, and these are all videos that are available for you. All right. You can see SOC and log analysis, endpoint, cryptography, so many courses. We have a ton of courses, short courses that are there for you to learn. Okay, so if I'm going to be looking at this, just show you some of them. This is post exploration techniques. So if you are in cybersecurity, for example, this would be a very interesting project. Learning resources for you. So you can click on start course, okay, and then you see the program is there. We have the courses there that will give you all the things that you need in order for you can learn while you are, okay, you can learn while you're taking the courses itself, while you're taking the internship. So we have the learn page, we have projects, we have the job board, we have portfolio, we have all these things designed to help you get started in your desired career. So if you want to be a part of the first 20 people, I would say you should get started now so that you can be a part of the first 20 people to get started. All right. So we have just a few minutes more for us to wrap it up. So if you want to ask any question, please feel free to ask any question. We have about 10, 15 minutes to wrap it up for today. All right. So if you're looking at enrolling, please use the link below to read. My colleagues are dropping it in the chat. Okay. So MMC investors are saying how many projects will be completed during the training? It's not really a training, it's a work experience program. So what we do, a minimum of 5 projects will be completed. Okay. So you'll be working on a minimum of about 5 projects in order for you to before you complete the program itself. So most times we want you to get a job even before you complete the internship. So if this is something that you consider, that would be a good one for you. MMC, I don't know if I answered your question. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other person having any question? Any question at all? Any question at all? Any question? All right. So the discount is available for the first 20 people. Okay. Okay. Kushima, yeah, you can go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. It's Kushimo speaking. I can see another question from Abigail, and that's a very interesting question.
Guys, hello?
Yes, yes, Kushimo, you can go ahead.
So I have a quick question. What guarantee do we have that we're going to land a job? Because we just finished, I don't know about, but I think some of us just finished the class with 10 analytics.
Okay.
And we
Oh,
still
okay.
to get,
I just
so
when I
what,
say your name, I knew that I've seen you before. I've seen the name before, but I didn't want to jump the gun. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Okay. If I get your question correctly, Kushimo, I know you muted yourself again. I'm not sure if you're still speaking. All right. So your question is around guarantees, correct? I want to believe that's the question you have. Okay. So you see, one of the major things that I talked about at the start of the day is plea. And the P there is being prepared. So in terms of being prepared, you need to be interested, invested, and ready to work with us. As long as you're doing that, then I can guarantee I can beat my chest that you're likely going to get a job. The reason why I'm saying this is very simple. A lot of people, a lot of people want to get started, okay, but they find it difficult to stay committed. Okay, a project is going to be for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, work on this project. While you're working on this project, these are the things you need to do. Okay, when you have an interview coming up, let give us a day notice for us to prep you before you go for the interview. People do apply for job as much as they can, as much as they should. So people don't apply for them as much as they should. So I mean, if you're prepared and you're interested, we literally will hold your hands and guide you through what you need to do in order for you to get a job. Okay. So that's what you need to be concerned about. We are going to do all the hard work. Okay. All your job is just for you to follow on the training, follow on the internship, learn as much as you can, apply as much as you can, and just follow the direction that we follow, and that will keep you part of. And then you're going to get something fantastic at the end of the day. I don't know if you can say a question, pushing more. So as long as you're prepared, you're willing to look at us 100%, I can be my chest, you're going to get something interesting. Okay? All right. So, Abigail is asking a very interesting question. Abigail is asking a question for employers asking for 5 years of experience. How do we navigate that? That's a brilliant question. So we see a lot of people that are looking at getting started that are concerned that, okay, how do I show that I have 3, 4, 5 years of experience or 5 years of experience in this situation? Very good question. So what we do is we revamp